Tank Dell is one of the best rookie receivers in NFL history, and if he wouldn't have blown off his leg, he would have been the best. So today, I'm going to be playing his entire career until he becomes a Hall of Famer. Tank Dell is currently an 81 overall with 92 speed, so he's basically broken. And with him on a cheap rookie contract for the next 4 seasons, the Texans need to win now. Or he might even go play with Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi. And in her first season, Tank Dell makes the playoffs, which is awesome because Tank Dell has to score 15 plus touchdowns in a single season, have 5 playoff wins before he retires, 5 Pro Bowl selections, has to win Offensive Player of the Year, and must win at least 1 Super Bowl before he retires. And if I can't complete any of these challenges, my girlfriend has to slap me in the face with a tortilla. I'm trying to do an accent. It wasn't racist. It's just I tried it. All right, chill out. Plus, every time Tank Dell scores a touchdown in the playoffs, that's an additional 25 points for his upgrades. And Tank Dell's not off to a hot start with 46 receptions, 600 receiving yards, and 4 touchdowns. It's safe to say we have a long way to go because just this is not it. And when it comes to Offensive Player of the Year, I'm not expecting Tank Dell to be in this at all. Actually, Nico Collins is in there, which hurts because it's not Tank Dell. It's the better guy on our team, apparently. So I'm not going to play this game because it's the wild card. I will not be playing any wild cards in this video, but let's see what we do. And we're going to take a W 42-12 against the Colts, and we're taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. And once again, Nico Collins leads in receptions and in yards with 7 receptions for 72 yards, and Tank Dell only has 3 for 43, so not off to a hot start. On our opening drive, Tank Dell and CJ Stroud went ahead and scored, giving us a 7-0 lead. Then early in the second quarter, CJ Stroud threw a laser to Nico Collins, putting us up 14-7. And finally, right before half, Stroud completes it over the middle to put us back on top 21-20. Here we go, sim in the game at 27-21 as CJ Stroud finally puts up points, 28-30 in the fourth. Can we pull it off? And we do! CJ Stroud and Tank Dell get their first playoff win, 31-30. We're headed to the AFC Championship. 3rd and 26. I'm not going to be honest with you. I'm just going to throw this up to Tank Dell. If I could get it there, Tank Dell. It's another throw! Tank Dell! Are you kidding? No, wait. Hold up, bro. No, come on, man. Come on, man. Okay, miss it. Good. Okay, he's got his ankles taken. But, bro, review it. There we go. We got a boot through goof going, and the field is overturned. Thank God. Oh, my Jesus Christ. This is looking like zone coverage. I'm going to dot this up right here. The linebacker on the left side is exhausted. Tank Dell, you better get in there, you big beefy boy. Get in there. Oh, he's in. What are you messing with? Let's go. Tank Dell gets an additional 25 points. It's nothing crazy, but it's an upgrade. Let's go. Cooking up something on my own right here. Let's just see. It looks like cover 2. It might be man. Can't exactly tell. I'm actually gonna move him right here because to the 1-yard line. Let's go. Expecting to hit Tank Dell on the swoop right here. Just hear me out. 1st and goal. It is man coverage. We're actually going to Tank Dell with 50 points. Let's go. He went from having no upgrades to having 2 in this game. Here we go. Up 14-7, 14-10. The go ahead jump up 17-14, 21-17, 24-21. We have a shootout on our hands, boys. Who comes out on top? Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Here we go. 31-24. Here we go. In overtime. What can we do? And we lose. Are you 37-31. We do not go to the Super Bowl, so we will not be completing one of our 5 challenges today's video. Tank Dell 6 for 91, Nico 4 for 45, Dalton Schultz 6 for 94. Tank Dell did have 2 receiving touchdowns, so we get to upgrade him either way, but it will just be for next season. The Dallas Cowgirls win the Super Bowl, and Dak Prescott wins MVP. Offensive Player of the Year was CeeDee Lamb, and Offensive Rookie of the Year was Rashee Rice. So sadly, Tank Dell doesn't complete any of his challenges, which include scoring 15 touchdowns in 1 season, having 5 playoff wins before he retires, 5 Pro Bowls before he retires, 1 Offensive Player of the Year, and winning a Super Bowl. And the Texans quite literally didn't do anything. The only guy you can name on the screen is Levante David. And the Texans ended up not drafting too bad. I mean, a 72, a 73, and a 70 is not too bad in the first 4 rounds. Overall, I'll give it a B+. And since we have 50 points to use for Tank Dell due to his 2 touchdowns scored in the playoffs, I went ahead and added 15 to his catch in traffic, 13 to his spectacular catch, added 22 to his release, giving him a 96 overall release. With that upgrade, Tank Dell went from an 84 to an 89. Absolutely insane, expecting a huge year out of your boy. And we end up missing the playoffs. Tank Dell in back-to-back years doesn't even lead his team in yards or in receptions. Did have 9 touchdowns, but we have a long way to go. And we end up getting a Super Bowl rematch of last year. The Dallas Cowgirls beat the Los Angeles Chargers 42-30. Meanwhile, Lamar Jackson wins NFL MVP. Offensive Player of the Year was Tyreek Hill, and Rookie of the Year was Drake May. So yeah, I mean, Tank Dell is not even the leading receiver on his team, so we're struggling right now to become a Hall of Famer. And holy crap, the Texans signed Justin Jefferson to a 4-year, $136 million contract. Besides that, they drafted a bunch of bums from the practice squad. That is awesome, but actually that hurts Tank Dell, man. I don't know what we're gonna do. And the Texans ended up drafting 82 overall corner with the first overall pick, a 76 overall strong safety, and a 73 overall left guard, which could help out CJ Stroud. So now that we have Justin Jefferson, I went ahead and sent Nico Collins to the Arizona Cardinals for a right tackle and Paris Johnson Jr. since we literally didn't have one on the roster. And there you have it, 14-3, #1 seed in the AFC will be taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. But before we do that, we must check out Tank Dell's stats. And once again, not even a 1,000-yard season, 3 touchdowns and 74 receptions, beating out Justin Jefferson. But Tank Dell may have to go to a new team, maybe Mac Jones, to succeed. And there you have it, we beat the Kansas City Chiefs 35-34, with Justin Jefferson having 5 receptions for 65 yards and Tank Dell had 4 for 30. So, I mean, at least he had a touchdown, you know what I mean? It's just, there's not much going on. I'm kind of like a Tank Dell on this streak if he bends it correctly and that third doesn't play it how I think it may. And Tank Dell right there with the nice throw and catch. Let's keep it going. 1st and 10, get the snap. It's man coverage. I think I can. Damian Pierce on the move, and we do. Let's go. Damian Pierce for a touchdown. Too high. This is most definitely man coverage. That slot corner just went with Tank Dell. So that's probably who I'm going to target if I can get it there. Tank Dell catching around my boy. Catch right. Give me a little cut, and he breaks it. Are you kidding me? Turn up, my boy. Let's go. Tank Dell, a little exhausted. You see him heavy breathing, but after this play, we'll call a timeout and take him out, or he'll just score a touchdown and go ahead and get an upgrade. Are you kidding me, Tank Dell? And on the very next play, CJ Stroud went ahead and launched a bomb over the top too. Of course, Tank Dell. That is another upgrade. 44-38 is the final, and that is literally so just depressing because Tank Dell is balling out. Justin Jefferson is not picking up the slack. Tank Dell needs to get out of here. Tank Dell went off for 10 catches, 290 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Honestly, he should get 3 upgrades, but he only gets 50 points. Went ahead and upgraded his speed to 99 and his acceleration to 99 as well. Also upgraded his agility to 99. And with 30 points left, I'm gonna go ahead and add whatever left I can to deep route running and short route running, plus medium route running. I get to upgrade by 4. Tank Dell is officially a 99 overall, and honestly, he's been outballing at Justin Jefferson and everybody in the playoffs. I don't know how he's not getting more stats. Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears end up winning the Super Bowl 28-21. Offensive Player of the Year was Lamar Jackson, and NFL MVP was Dak Prescott. So Tank Dell literally still hasn't completed any of his challenges. We are a long way behind. Now, just a reminder, Tank Dell must score 15 plus touchdowns in 1 season, have 5 playoff wins, which he does have 2, have 5 Pro Bowls, win Offensive Player of the Year, and win at least 1 Super Bowl. Texas went ahead and signed a new offensive and defensive coordinator, picked up the 5th-year options of CJ Stroud, Paris Johnson Jr., and Will Anderson. So I think Tank Dell's entering his final season. If I'm Tank Dell and I don't have 1,000 yards this next season, I'm leaving this team for sure this next offseason. Texans draft not as hot this year. With our 1st round pick, we did get a 75 overall tight end, and we somehow missed the playoff with this absolute god squad. 92 overall offense, 86 overall defense, and we go 7-10. CJ Stroud, man, is just not developing how I thought he would. 3,500 passing yards, 25 for 6. He's kind of like a game manager at this point. It's just not helping out Tank Dell. Meanwhile, they almost reached my demands. Tank Dell still didn't have 1,000-yard season, but was very close to with 75 receptions and 5 touchdowns. And holy crap, the Kansas City Chiefs beat the living crap out of the Atlanta Falcons 48-8. Meanwhile, Dak Prescott wins MVP again, and CeeDee Lamb was Offensive Player of the Year. Tank Dell literally hasn't completed any of his challenges yet. And we're in 2026. Tank Dell heads to Atlanta, the former NFC Championship, the Atlanta Falcons. This is going to be interesting since his quarterback is Desmond Ridder, which isn't too crazy, but the wide receiver he has is Drake London and Rashid Shaheed, so he is wide receiver number 1. And when it comes to free agency, it looks like that was their only move that they made. It was just signing Tank Dell and a punter, and the rest was just some players for practice squad. The Atlanta Falcons ended up having a pretty good draft, but oddly enough, they took a quarterback in the 1st round, a 73 overall rookie. And in our 1st year with the Atlanta Falcons, we go 9-8, just missing out on the playoffs. But at least he had his best year ever in the NFL NFL with 1,100 receiving yards, 86 receptions, and 12 touchdowns, which the goal is 15, so we're very close to start hitting on some of our goals. And finally, the Dallas Cowgirls don't win the Super Bowl, losing to Jacksonville Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence 26-23. NFL MVP was Trey Lance, the quarterback for the Jets, and Offensive Player of the Year was CeeDee Lamb, so still didn't accomplish any of our goals, but I do believe in next season we will be right up there. Free agency wise, turns out the Falcons didn't do anything. They released a tight end, released an outside linebacker, and re-signed a right tackle. But at least when it comes to the draft, with their first round pick, they got LSU left in a 73 overall. The rest of it was kind of bad, to be completely honest with you. At least now we have an edge defender, and hopefully this defense can help with this offense. And in Tank Dell's first season, the Atlanta Falcons go 12-5 and will be taking on the Carolina Panthers in the wild card. And Tank Dell went for 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns with 84 receptions. Meanwhile, Desmond Ridder threw for over 4,000 yards, 35 touchdowns, and 13 interceptions. So Tank Dell still hasn't scored 15 plus touchdowns in one season, doesn't have 5 playoff wins, has not been to a Pro Bowl yet, and has never won Offensive Player of the Year. Plus, we obviously have not won the Super Bowl. But we're off to a great start with a win over the Carolina Panthers 31-13. And not with much help of Tank Dell, as he goes for 2 catches for 21 yards and 0 touchdowns. And on our opening drive, we drove down the field and scored, giving us a 7-0 lead. And on the opening drive of the second quarter, Desmond Ridder hits Tank Dell for a 14-point lead. After a pick 6 and a fumble recovery by the defense, Ridder hit Kyle Pitts, giving us a 21-point lead. And finally, to finish off the game, we hit Tank Dell on a wide receiver screen for the win. And we end up blowing out the Seattle Seahawks 46-25. They absolutely cooked out there. Let's go. And Tank Dell still didn't make the Pro Bowl, so he's still 0 for 5 in Pro Bowl, so I'm not liking my ads at trying to avoid getting slapped in the face by my girlfriend. And when it comes to Offensive Player of the Year, we still have not won it. I don't even think my guy was in there. At least Shadur Sanders was in there, and somehow BJ Robinson was in there at number 4. And we'll be facing the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl, trying to get Atlanta Falcons' first ever Super Bowl win. Now, I forgot to calculate Tank Dell's upgrades from the last game because he did score some touchdowns, but let's go ahead and just see what we can do. Actually, we're gonna head us up to BJ Robinson. It looks like it's gonna be his day as he makes a crazy juke. I guess his Bill Rundy is just like it is in real life. Absolute hot garbage. Here we go. Let's hand this off to BJ Robinson as it's a big lane. Give me a cut, and he should take off. Get out, my boy. Oh, come on. Bro, what you doing, bro? Get out. Trying the speed option. Here we go. Let's see what we can do. Make the correct read as we toss it to the running back. Can we get in? Starting off this Super Bowl 7-3. Hey, Josh Allen, man, you better wake up, my boy. Let's go. Yeah, okay. He answered right back with a touchdown. I need to stop talking shit. 39. Not loving this play call right now, to be completely honest with you. I lied. BJ Robinson is all by himself. If Yahoo decides to turn up. Boys, this is 110% man coverage. If my O-line just gives me time, this will be a dot to the running back. Just give me some time. Just give me some time. I lied. Can I sit that? No way. Desmond Ridder, you missed that. And just right before the half, Josh Allen gets the ball, snipes it in between the safety and the corner, and the tackling is just worth in the 2011 Saints. First and 10, boys. Here we go. After a huge play that just did not get shown, I'm going to try and throw this to Tank Dell. If he can hit it, and he does. One he throws to enter back to Josh Allen. First and 10. Here we go. BJ Robinson's just been running the ball pretty well. So we're going to run it once again pretty well. If I can just get to the outside, throw me a block, and now the lane is open. The gates have flooded. We're into the end zone. What are you playing with? After Madden screwed me, I mean, now we're down. Now it's tied. 24-24, but it shouldn't be in this situation. We still should be up by 3. I shouldn't have to go put up a drive, but we're going off to a great start. Spin move. Woohoo! A wheel spin move right there by BJ Robinson. I'm trying not to score a touchdown right here, but if it's there, I'm just going to take it. That's actually perfect. That's actually perfect. Let's go, baby. No matter what right here, I'm expecting this to be a touchdown. Here we go. Let's see. They actually pass committed. I could have just thrown it, but we go ahead and walk into the end zone right there. BJ Robinson, the Super Bowl MVP, potentially putting this game away. Here we go, boys. Let's go play by play together. First play, 2nd and 5, 1st and 10. They're getting some yards. Tapping slowly. One play. It looks like they have one play, and they're not going to. Tank Dell officially completes 1 out of his 5 challenges, and I bring the Atlanta Falcons their first ever Super Bowl. And there you have it. We win the Super Bowl 31-24. Patrick Mahomes was the NFL MVP. Offensive Player of the Year was also Patrick Mahomes. And in the offseason, the Atlanta Falcons Falcons didn't do anything besides release wide receiver Shaheed, re-signed some linemen, and signed a new offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator. And when it came to the draft, the Atlanta Falcons drafted a right tackle, a receiver, and another receiver. The Atlanta Falcons once again win the division, going 12-5, getting the #1 seed. And Tank Dell once again goes for over 1,000 yards with 9 receiving touchdowns, 79 receptions. Still just not good enough. I don't think we're gonna accomplish Offensive Player of the Year, get into a Pro Bowl, and he clearly didn't hit 15 receiving touchdowns. We are struggling. So we did win ahead in Sims, and we ended up beating the Tampa Bay Bucks 38-35. The next team we'll be taking on is the New York Giants. And we win that game 33-11. We'll be taking on the Kansas City Chiefs up next in the Super Bowl. Starting off the game with a long, boring drive, but BJ Robinson jumps in for our first score. And then with about a minute and a half, Desmond Ritter right here stepping up and throwing an absolute laser cow pitch with the jump, and he ends up taking it to the motherfucking house. And finally, close off the game, we kept Patrick Mahomes on the sideline. BJ Robinson makes a game-winning first down, and that will give Atlanta Falcons and Desmond Ritter their second Super Bowl. Tank Dell honestly didn't play too bad. 6 for 49, nothing crazy. It was mostly a run game centric, with Kyle Pitts doing 4 for 110 yards. And oddly enough, with a new head coach coming in, wide receiver Tank Dell was released. He ends up signing with the Washington Commanders in his 7th year in the league, teaming up with 86 overall quarterback AJ McCarthy. And in the first round, they took a quarterback 17th overall, while still taking a strong safety in the second and a good cornerback in the third. So overall, give it back a B+ of a grade. And then our first season with the Washington Commanders, we end up going 6-11, not making it any close to the playoffs. Another mediocre year by Tank Dell, not having 15 receiving touchdowns and only going for 1,000 yards is just not gonna cut it. And after going 6-11, they literally didn't make a single move. Like, they just signed a bunch of people from the practice squad, including quarterback Ryan Thompson. And with the 7th overall pick in the draft, they ended up taking a running back, maybe help out JJ, and then they took a right tackle. Again, the Commanders are just not gonna do anything to help out my boy. And we somehow got even worse, going 1-16. There's just no way. And to wrap up the 2031 season, the Atlanta Falcons ended up losing to the Indianapolis Colts. Offensive Player of the Year was Brandon Ayuk, and the NFL MVP was the Buccaneers' Drake May. An even worse year for Tank Dell, not even getting 1,000 yards, not even getting 10 receiving touchdowns. Oh my, I don't even know what to do right now. And after 2 horrible seasons, Tank Dell then finally demanded a trade from the team. Oh, and did I forget to tell you the Saints quarterback is 97 overall Shedeur Sanders, so they should absolutely ball out together. And somehow the Saints end up being last in the division, going 8-9 and missing the playoffs once again. Tank Dell did end up rebounding with 72 catches for over 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns, probably the highest he's had in a while. The Bucks end up beating the Houston Texans in the Super Bowl 28-23. Offensive Player of the Year was once again CeeDee Lamb, and NFL MVP was Trevor Lawrence. I'm just not seeing this video go the way I wanted with Tank Dell. And the Saints have a horrible offseason, signing Kevin O'Connell, which is a plus, releasing Chris Olave, and worst of all, their kicker retires. What is going on with this team, dude? Meanwhile, in the draft, they took a right tackle in the first round, a strong safety in the second, and the rest was okay. Besides a tight end in the 4th round, there wasn't much going on. And this time, we actually do make the playoffs, taking on the Minnesota Vikings in the wildcard round, which we ended up losing 40-38. No shocker there. We're the Saints. We fluffed it up. Lions end up beating the Indianapolis Colts in the Super Bowl. Caleb Williams wins the MVP, and Offensive Player of the Year was Lamar Jackson. At this point, I'm about to give up on Tank Dell, honestly. But never mind. Tank Dell actually has his best season yet with 1,300 receiving yards, 13 receiving touchdowns, and 90 receptions. Saints finally made some moves in the offseason, signing a tight end, a running back, an outside linebacker, a left guard, and a franchise tag Tank Dell, which means it might be his last season in New Orleans. The Saints continued to buff up their offensive line in the draft, drafting a left guard first, a cornerback in the second, and then besides that, it was basically trash. But you know what? At least they got a left guard in the first. And in Tank Dell's 3rd year with the Saints, they go 9-8 and miss the playoffs. Shedeur Sanders went over 4,000 passing yards, 28 touchdowns with 6 interceptions. Tank Dell still still had a good year with 112 receptions, 1,100 receiving yards, and 2 measly receiving touchdowns. The Saints went ahead and signed Tank Dell to a 2-year deal, probably giving him a sign that he may retire soon, and weirdly enough, we released Shedeur Sanders. But at least we drafted one in the draft with the 17th overall pick. Now we end up making the playoffs as the 7th seed, taking on the Los Angeles Rams, where we won with a score of 27-17. The rookie quarterback gets his first ever win, and Tank Dell does 10 catches for 99 yards and a receiving touchdown. We then ended up taking on the Carolina Panthers, losing 27-10, and with Tank Dell never hitting 15 receiving touchdowns in a single season, only making 3 out of 5 Pro Bowls, never winning an Offensive Player of the Year award, but he did win 2023 Best Wide Receiver, decidedly retire and not becoming a Hall of Fame receiver or even the best receiver in his own league. So if you did enjoy this video, make sure to click this video where a team made of only quarterbacks tries to become a dynasty.